Hello, I'm Sarah from It's Oh Sokotoko, talking to you today from a slightly different spot in my kitchen, as due to the coronavirus outbreak I've been placed on lockdown with everybody else in the country and due to all of these social distancing rules. And I made the decision to turn my kitchen into a completely dedicated sewing space. So I've sort of got an area for my sewing machine, my serger, a pressing area and a table where I can cut out my patterns and piece all of my patterns together. I really have found that sewing is a great way to keep my mind occupied, to be doing something constructive, and it really is a great way to keep busy when I'm not taking these guys out for their hour walk a day. I'm extremely lucky to live in very rural England, so I don't really have the problem of meeting anybody, so social distancing is really very easy for me. But my main reason for being here today is to show you the new book from the Great British Sewing Bee to accompany the series, starting on BBC Two in April this year. I believe it's the 7th of April it's starting, but I haven't had official confirmation of that. But this book is called Sustainable Style, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be arriving in time for the beginning of the series, obviously due to far more important things being needed to be sent in the post. But I'm really pleased to say that it's arrived 2 days earlier than I was expecting. So I will get this unboxed and we can have a little look through it together. So this is the dedicated sewing area that I've created for myself while we're on lockdown. At the end here, I've used one of my cutting tables to become sort of a smaller cutting table and an area where I can piece together my patterns. Then I've turned my kitchen table round into the middle of the room, and now that's where I've got my serger. And then I've used my other cutting table and taken it sort of down to the lower level, and that's where I've got my sewing machine. And then just on the other side, I've brought my iron and ironing board down, so I've sort of got a pressing station there too. I've made a few garments with the room bin laid out like this, and I absolutely love it. But to be honest with you, it wouldn't really work on an ongoing basis because of having everybody here and needing to move stuff and having my kitchen being a kitchen. But whilst it's just me here, I don't have to please anybody else, and I can get on and sew whilst my dogs sunbathe on such a really, really beautiful day. That's them all out here. The old girl in the front, she turned 14 years old the other day. Her birthday was the 21st of March, so that's her here. Her name is Kalua. And then we've got Miss Molly at the back, that's her daughter, and she is 10 years old. And then the dog in the middle is Aiko, and that's her son, and he will be 5 in May. Aiko, Aiko. Hey boy. He's a good boy. Hello. The book and the pattern pieces are presented really nicely in this very sturdy cardboard box, which really does resemble the outer sleeve of the book. So I'm just sort of turning it around here so you can get an idea of what the outer box looks like. And when you open up the box, it opens up on the side here. You'll see that inside is the book itself, which is just here. And then inside you have got 20 full-sized patterns. Where these patterns overlap, they are in a different colour, so it's quite easy once you're tracing a particular pattern to work out which one that you're actually tracing. So whichever one you're doing, you would continue to trace in that size. It is printed double-sided, so please don't be tempted to go in and just chop out whichever pattern you want here, otherwise you would be damaging your patterns that you've got on the back. And just so that you know, you can go onto the website which is listed in the book and download the patterns, so you can print whichever one you want individually, either in A4 and piece them together at home, or print them off in A0, or send them to a copy shop and they can be printed for you in A0. Okay, so let's have a look inside the book. Great British Sewing Bee, Sustainable Style. The book starts off with a foreword by Patrick Grant and Esme Young. There's an introduction, a section on how to use the book, sewing equipment that you might need, top tips, getting started, pre-treating your fabrics and working with directional prints, how to insert zips and invisible zips, whole lot of information on sizing, how you can also grade between sizes, various different ways to alter waist starts and add trouser adjustments. There's a section here on fabrics, how to select fabrics and what fabrics that you like, and what your skill levels are. A whole section in here talking about sustainable sewing, which fabrics are sustainable, and then we're going into the projects. So the first project is the pussy bow blouse. With all of the instructions, you can see it tells you how to make it, how much fabric you're going to need, a cutting guide, everything you're going to need to cut out, what the finish measurements are. So that's the same on all the fabrics, so I won't go into that much detail. But there are some really, really good illustrations which talk you through how to make and how to sew these. There's top tips on each page, so you can see those there. Sort of gives you a big idea. Any special techniques, so for example if you're working with delicate fabrics, what you may need to do. And the next pattern in the book is the sleep set. That's a variation on the sleep set here. And the next project is the midi wrap skirt. That's showing you how you could make it out of scrap material. So you can see here it's been made out of all different scraps. This is a denim apron that has been made from old jeans. The next project in the book is the summer dress. I really like this one. I really like the sort of waistband here. It's not really a waistband, is it? It's where it's sort of been done with elastic and sort of the smocking panel around the waist. That's a variation, how you could make it into a blouse. Oh, there's an additional project in here of how to make a pressing ham. The next project is the Carnaby coat. A variation on that is how to make it collarless. And then the next pattern is a wiggle dress. Then you have a man's pattern here, which is the flared trousers. And there's also an option to make them into straight-legged trousers as well. So that's the straight-legged trouser variation. And also you could transform it into a pinafore skirt. Then you have the maxi dress. A midi dress. That's a version on the maxi dress, but obviously taken shorter. There's some information in here about laundry and dry cleaning your fabric. How to make a dress bag, so if you're going somewhere or you want to hang something special up in your wardrobe and you don't want it getting sort of squashed by any of your other clothes, you can protect it there. And then this is my favourite pattern in the book at the moment, which is the jumpsuit. I really like this, can't wait to make that. And they also have a cropped version, and I'm really can't wait to make that. I'd love to make that in a khaki green linen kind of colour. That would be sort of my style. Then there's a linen jacket for men. Women's blouse. That's how you could transform the jacket to make it into a woman's. Then there's the halter neck dress. And last but not least, there's a unisex bomber jacket. This is it worn on a gentleman here. And this is it worn on both a man and a woman, showing it's unisex. A little bit of information at the back of the book on mending, darning and patching. And then there's the index there and the acknowledgements. And that is the book. I really hope you've enjoyed going through this new book by the Great British Sewing Bee with me today, and that you're equally looking forward to the new TV series as much as I am. Until then, stay safe, and thanks ever so much for watching.